back to Storytime with Andrea. I'm author-illustrator Andrea Lynn Beck, and I have Pierre Lapouf with me today and Elliot Must with me today, and we're going to read a story. Today's story is Elliot's Shipwreck. I wonder what happens in Elliot's Shipwreck. He doesn't look very happy sort of hanging off of that wooden spoon, does he? Well, should we get started? But we forgot something, didn't we? Yeah, I think Pierre gets to say hi. He's going to sniff around out there. Who do you sniff out today? Or what do you sniff out? Oh, has someone got chocolate chip cookies going there? And somebody else is eating lunch, eh? Or they just had lunch. And what does Elliot see out there? Oh, Elliot sees his friends. Do you see Ayla out there today? There's Ayla. Do you see Samantha? You see Samantha and Jennifer. Yay! So boys and girls, we know lots of you are out there. And Elliot doesn't know you all yet, but maybe he'll get to know you. Right, Elliot? We always like to make new friends, don't we? For sure. Friends are really great. We love having lots of friends. So, do you feel better now? You got to say hi? Yep. Okay. So, story time. Here we go. Elliot's Shipwreck. Are you nuzzling in there, Elliot? Elliot's Shipwreck. Wow, look at that little boat. What's that made out of? Seems to be all tied together with string. Snuggle up. Get your blankie. Get your stuffy. Snuggle up to your mom or dad, or your aunt or your sister, or to your stuffy. And let's get reading. Here we go. Elliot Moose woke up feeling very brave. All night long he had dreamed of sailing the high seas in search of adventure. Today he would build a ship and go sailing with his friend Socks. Ooh, look what he's imagining there. The sea captain. Socks loved Elliot's idea. We'll need sailor clothes, she said. She rummaged through her special box and found them each an outfit. Then off they ran to the kitchen. It was time to build their ship. There she is, finding things. What has Elliot got there? Looks like that's a telescope. Elliot and Socks poked through cupboards and dug through drawers, collecting parts for their boat. They packed a picnic lunch, then they dragged everything out to the pond and began to build. Elliot put the pieces in place and Socks tied them with string. Up went the sail and their ship was done. It was perfect, just right for two sailors. So they're sailors now, right? Elliot and Socks were putting their ship in the water when Amy rushed out of the house. May I go too? She called. I'd love a boat ride. Elliot and Socks looked at each other. Why are they looking at each other? Uh-oh. We're sorry, Amy, but our ship isn't big enough for two, said Elliot. Amy took a closer look. The boat was very small. I guess you're right, she said softly. Would you like to trade places with me later? Asked Socks. Amy brightened. Oh, yes, she said. She reached over and helped push the boat onto the pond. Elliot and Socks sailed off to adventure. The pond became a wide blue ocean. Their ship was tall and fast. The two brave sailors fought nasty pirates and searched for hidden treasure. They even rode a whale's tail and tangled with a tuna. Elliot and Socks spent the entire morning at sea. Then, tired and hungry, they headed home to port. It was time for lunch. Elliot spread a blanket out on the deck. He offered Socks a sandwich and took one for himself. Then Elliot settled back and sighed happily. I love sailing, he said. But Elliot had barely taken a bite when he noticed that his foot was wet. He looked down. One corner of the boat was underwater. Oh no, he said. I think we have a leak. A leak? Cried Socks. Let's get back to shore. Elliot knelt down and paddled as hard as he could, but the boat only turned in a little circle. They were stranded in the middle of the pond. Elliot watched as water crept up the deck. We're sinking! coming!" he cried. Socks scrambled up the mast. Elliot was right behind her. "Help! Help!" they called as the mast began to lean towards the water. Uh-oh, the sailing didn't turn out the way they planned. Amy heard their shouts. She raced inside to get help, but no one was home. She would have to rescue Elliot and Socks by herself. Moments later, Amy was back on the doorstep with a lifeboat and a paddle. "I'm coming," she yelled. What has she got there? A pan and a spatula. Elliot heard Amy's call, but he and Socks were sinking fast. She'd never make it in time. What were they going to do? As the mast leaned lower and lower, it got closer to the branches of an overhanging bush. Maybe Socks could reach one of them. "I'll try," said Socks. She stretched out as far as she could. "Closer, closer, I've got it." But as Socks grabbed the branch, she lost her balance and they both went tumbling down. "Just in time," said Amy as Socks and Elliot plopped into her boat. "Oh, Amy, thank you," sighed Elliot. "Yes, thank you," said Socks. "I thought we were going to get wet for sure." "You're welcome," said Amy. Then she giggled. "I got my boat right after all." On their way back to shore, the three friends made plans to go sailing again that afternoon. "This time," said Elliot, "we'll build a ship big enough for three. Isn't that a good idea?" Amy beamed. Elliot reached out and scooped their picnic from the water. Boy, it's good it's in a plastic pail, eh? "But first of all," he said, "it's time for lunch." And there they are, having their picnic back on shore. Looks like a good lunch. Sandwiches in there. Looks like they're having a good time, eh? So what do you think? Story time's over, boys and girls. At least Elliot's shipwreck is over. They had fun making that boat, didn't they? Do you ever find things in the house and make stuff? Do you ever make a fort? Do you ever put a blanket over a couple of chairs and make a fort? Then you can have all kinds of adventures inside your fort, can't you? That's what Elliot used to do. He used to make forts. And so did my sons, David and Ian. They used to like making forts too when they were little boys. Anyways, boys and girls, time to say goodbye. Hope you enjoyed our story and see you next time. Bye-bye. Say bye, Pierre. Gonna say bye, Elliot. Bye. Bye, boys and girls.